do we have all bodies?
We have everybody. It's
Thank
great.
you.
We have a lot.
All right, so what I'm do is I'm gonna just go on meeting to order if that's okay. All right, so the meeting of the Town and City and RTM and Board of Ed Liaison Committee is being called to order, and it is about 5:34. Sorry for the delay. Just asking for review of the minutes that were taken last month. Is there any questions or concerns about that? All right. I will take a motion for the acceptance of the meeting minutes for August 5th at 5:30. I've got Lee. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Reggie. Any further discussion about that? Hearing none, all those in favor of the acceptance of the minutes of August 5th, please say aye.
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 Oppose? Abstain?
I'm going to abstain, Kim, just because I wasn't there. Sorry.
Thank you, Sima. All right. Mike, do you have that?
I do.
Thank you. So we have the Board of Ed, we're kind of busy and doing lots of different things. And so I don't know if you guys want us to kind of go first or you want to have us go last. I'm not married to the order of this. I just want to make sure that all parts get heard. So if people are feeling like you just want us to kind of start off, we can do that. If not, if there's a town council, RTM, or city council that you want to step in, that's fine.
This is Reggie from the city. I don't mind going, that way I can just get out.
Okay.
The city council and the mayor is going to take a tour of the new middle school on the 17th of September. And it's going to be our first time actually, well, my first time actually in the new building since it has been constructed. And really, that's pretty much what we have for the city right at this moment.
Any development going on?
Oh yeah, actually the road from Benham Road from Rainville down to Eastern Point Road is being worked on. There's a few new developments happening within the city, and that's really it at this present moment.
So Reggie, when you talk about developments, are you talking about like apartments? Are you talking about houses?
Well, actually, there are a few apartments being built, and there are some things in the works for businesses as well.
Okay.
In the city.
The only reason why I'm asking that, Reggie, is that we just always want to make sure that if we know about apartments that have the potential of having families, it's always so important because especially as our numbers continue to increase, we want to make sure that our spacing makes a lot of sense for students. Okay.
Great.
Thank you.
May I ask a question, please?
Yeah, go for it, Kathy.
Reggie, when you say businesses, are they opening or what's happening with them?
Well, not opening yet. I'm trying to think. Mother Bailey Home, I believe.
They're in Bailey Home?
Yeah, you had some potential buyers. It didn't work out. I believe there might be another set of potential buyers in the property.
Okay. And that's going to be a business?
Going to be restored. It's, I believe, as a home, but it's going to be like a business that's purchasing it. So I'm not sure if it's going to be rented out as a home or turned into a business for that matter.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Lee, are you having a hard time hearing? She's having
I was. This is Sima. I could barely hear you, Reggie. I was just checking my volume. I don't know why.
Okay, sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
I'm fine.
You know,
you're a little bit softer, but I always call it the lovely part of Zoom meetings, right? Is glitches and not hearing people.
Computers are very directional, and you have to be right in front, Reggie, and speak loudly.
Okay, because I'm on my laptop and I'm like right in front.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even have a clue where my speaker is on this thing.
Oh, okay. No,
Actually, we can
it's
hear you.
fine.
Actually, we
I'm
can
usually
hear
on my
you quite
phone.
clearly.
Now we hear you perfectly.
Okay, great.
Perfect.
Dr. Grenier, since I have been out of commission for about a week, if you would like to kind of
Sure.
speak for the Board of Ed, I would really appreciate that. Thank you.
Sure. Well, we, as I think everyone knows, especially Mr. Flax, we are going to start on Tuesday. The district is using the hybrid model. So I sent home a message today, Bruce, that Tuesday and Wednesday, we're actually going to have a class. Typically, we don't have class on Wednesday, and for cohort A, and then the other half of the children will come in on Thursday and Friday. And then throughout the year, we will simply have Monday and Tuesday will be the students whose last names begin with A through K, and Thursday and Friday, students whose name begins with L through Z will come to school. And Wednesdays, everybody will be remote, and our cleaning crew will come in and do some additional cleaning on that day. We have about 25% of our students who are going to be full distance. That's to say, they will participate in distance learning on all week long. So the teachers will be live streaming lessons, will be live streaming class meetings, as well as pre-recorded lessons and so forth. So that will be ongoing. And the good news is that with the hybrid model, if things get better, please God, we would be able to pivot to all in. And if things don't work out so hot, we can pivot to all out. But we have, I know Dennis is part of this meeting, we have sufficient computers so that we're actually approaching having a 2-to-1 where students will have, especially the young children, will have a computer at home that they can leave at home, and we'll have another computer for them in the classroom when they're in. Groton Middle School is due to open on Tuesday. At this point, it's a bit of a nail biter in as much as we don't have a certificate of occupancy yet. We were supposed to have all the temporary electrical work switched over today. So they told us the building would be without power for 5 hours, so we arranged for that. And then they called up and they said they don't work in the rain. So that's the end of that discussion. So one of the things that I'm considering, Kim, which I will explain to you tomorrow, is that we might begin for 2 days with remote learning and conduct tours for the children. Bruce, you don't have a child, do you, at the middle school?
I do.
Oh, good. So
Yeah.
you're the next live parent that I've spoken to.
Yes.
So one of the ideas that we're thinking about is to run tours so kids get familiar with the building and go to the media center to pick up a Chromebook if they need a Chromebook, or to have their Chromebook sort of checked out to be sure it's all set, which would give us, just in terms of health and safety. Yeah, well, we won't open if there are serious safety concerns. I don't think that the kitchen got approved today, but I'm mindful that today is Wednesday. So if the electricians come tomorrow, we may have a certificate of occupancy. If they don't come, I think the possibility of having a couple of days of tours and remote learning perhaps is the way to go. But I'll meet with the folks tomorrow, and Dennis, you and I can talk in the morning. We just need to do what we can to support the Chromebook business. The money, I'm happy to report, because last time, I don't know that Kathy fell off her chair when I said it, but I think she grabbed on to hold tightly. We anticipated, we guessed that there would probably be maybe 40 teachers that we would have to accommodate. It turns out it's 17, which is not quite as bad as, actually it's really quite good. And a lot of the teachers we're accommodating actually have to do with something to do with maternity. Either they're about to have a child and they're not going to come in for 12 weeks, or they've recently had a child and they're not going to come in for a while. But we got 2 grants, and we're going to have a meeting on Tuesday night with the finance committee, because if you remember way back when the big $3 billion Relief Act, I think it was called, we received about $660,000. That money is very flexible. So we put a budget together, and then 2 weeks ago they said you could revise the budget if you want. So we took it back, because a week ago we learned that we were because I think I mentioned it last time. It must have been a month ago now. But we haven't had the money yet. We do not have the money yet. But Groton has been allocated $1.2 million. So Susan and I met today, and we did a sort of a person by person. In some cases, we need a substitute teacher. In rare cases, substitute teacher for the whole year. So we're going to hire them as a real teacher, as a BA1 teacher. In other cases, we know we need a substitute teacher for a half a year. So the big number in the sky is about $550,000. Last time I talked to you, I thought it was about 1.5 million. It's about 550. And then we need to have some custodians. That's 118,000. We're going to add a custodian to every school, 2 to the middle school and 2 to the high school, to do continuous cleaning throughout the day. And so that comes to 118,000. We're adding a social worker because it's called the Coronavirus Relief Fund, CRF. And they provided money for support personnel. So anyway, I'll give you the big rundown tomorrow, Kim. But basically, we are going to be able to, it was a loud knocking of the wood. I think we're going to be okay. I don't think that, based upon the 1.2 million, thank God, that we will that the budget, that the operational budget, will run significantly short. I think we're going to actually be okay, and pay for the tutors and pay, and Dennis has been working. We have a source. The last thing I'll say is we have a source of funding for computers, which is why we're trying to go to this 2-to-1 thing. We said that we were going to get some computers through the operational budget. The state has provided us a request for computers, and Dennis said it would be nice if we could get one for every student K-8. So the state has agreed to send us 3,400 computers. I plan to give them out for Christmas presents this year. We have so many, and and on top of that, we have how many computers, Dennis, is it from the Dalio? Is it 1,400?
The Dalio Foundation that we received at the middle of summer was 1,000.
1,000. So, so we've got plenty of resources in terms of the computers. And now what we're trying to do, I'm not sure what you guys are doing, Patrice, but everybody seems to be very, very interested in getting a document camera, like an Elmo. And if you stick a document camera into a computer, if you could picture a math person like doing work right on their desk, it shows on the computer screen. And so we're really trying to step it up in terms of distance learning. So we're prepared. We have this fabulous school that we're going to show off to the town city council on the 17th. I know Patrice has come. Bruce, have you been part of the tour?
I have not had a tour yet.
Oh, well, you know what, Sima, I'm going to send you a note. We can, in the old days, we could only have about 4 or 5 people on a tour. But now we could run a tour for the RTM, which I think would be, and Kathy, you've come, right?
I have come, but I asked last meeting if we could come now that it's all furnished and ready to go.
You will be, even though you saw it, you will be shocked. It is a beautiful, beautiful building.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah,
So-
I would love to go. I was had a sore throat last time I signed up for a tour,
Okay.
and was
All right. So
I
I'm
have
gonna-
to say that building makes us all Groton proud. And when we get our kids in there, we're going to even be prouder.
I'm going to send you
Awesome.
an invitation tomorrow, Sima. What we did was it would go like to Lisa, and Lisa will figure out a good date, like Reggie coordinated for the city council. So we'll get a date, and we'll get a few people. You know, Susan can run one, and I'll run one, and perhaps the principal will run one. If you want to hop in, I mean, you know, what the heck? We'll invite the town council and the RTM.
Oh, good. I was just get ready to ask if I could do it again with everything in it, because
And we have board members that might like to come too. Who haven't gone.
Yeah, we'll have like 400 people walking through.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Well, we
Can
have to
I ask
social
a
distance.
question?
Sure.
I'm wondering if maybe, I hate to ask Mark to do anything because he's working the whole summer. If maybe he could take a video of when the kids come to the middle school, when
Oh,
they
he
see
will.
it for the first time.
He is so good that way. We travel with him and he takes all those photo ops.
Especially
Yeah,
now,
I would love to see the kids when they see their new
Yeah.
middle school.
you know,
Thank you.
Mark,
Thank you.
if we do what I'm thinking we're going to do on Monday, the Tuesday rather, maybe we'll make you an embedded journalist. Is that what they call them? And you can go on a tour with a group.
Okay.
And
He's good at
yeah,
that. He could actually give the tour.
well, yeah, he's been through the building more probably than anybody
Yeah,
else.
That's right.
Mike, so I'm going to get us back on track. Mike,
Okay.
is there anything
So
that
that's
you
it. That's it. That's it. You know, we're.
do you want to say
we're-
anything about the elementary schools?
Yeah, this is kind of nice. Rick Norris called me today. Between September 8th and September 21st, we're going to try to hold a socially distanced beam signing ceremony for Cutler Middle School, Elementary School, or whatever we're going to call it.
We're not calling it that.
And because they're getting ready to put the final, believe it or not, the final beam. So some of you participated in the signing of we're not quite ready with West Side site, but next week we will. So we'll invite another crew. That would be super nice, especially people Craig Kohler and those guys who were on the ground floor of this. And we'll have a little ceremony, and Mark will invite you to have appropriate photographs. And but anyway, both elementary schools are going up like great guns. I'm gonna say, like I said last year, we fully expect the buildings to open on September 1st. Little did I know that I would be biting my nails with the middle school, but it's going to happen. And thank God we pushed the date back a little bit, Kim.
Yeah. Is there any questions for Mike or anyone from the Board of Ed? Bruce?
Hi, thanks. I appreciate this opportunity. Thanks for being on, Dr. Grenier. The people with kids with special needs or IAP, whatever the letters are,
Yeah,
do they have the opportunity to go 4 days?
Yes, in this way. Well, it's actually many of them, yes, because they're in small programs. So if there's only 8 kids in a program, we're saying just come all those days.
Okay. And do you know if that information is out there anywhere? So if somebody's asking me about somebody who has a child and it doesn't know that they can go 4 days, how do we handle that?
Just contact the principal.
I'm sorry?
Tell them to contact the principal.
Okay, Mr. Bass?
Oh, is it a middle school person?
It's the middle school, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So can I say that like our ABA programs or our academies, the programs that Mike is talking about that are smaller and have more significant needs, that those will be able to go all 4 days, just like we did this summer.
Okay,
If a child, Bruce, had just like a resource class, then they wouldn't. But if
Yeah.
they're in a self-contained program with relatively few students, we will absolutely have them come 4 days a week.
okay, thank you. The other question I had was there an issue with the gym floor
Yes.
at the school?
Yeah, the gym floor was put in. We're not exactly sure. It's being re-put in as we speak. Half of the gym floor sort of had like a little waffly thing to it. We're not quite sure. It could have been
Like warped?
moisture. Yeah, sort of warped. Well, Sam doesn't think it's exactly warping, but we told him it's not acceptable, and so they're redoing at least half of it. They're redoing.
Okay. And that doesn't, and it's going to keep you guys on schedule. You guys are still,
Yeah.
obviously,
Well, gym classes are going to be outside anyway. We don't want people breathing hard indoors.
yeah. And the only other thing I wanted to say, you had mentioned about possibly going from home next week because the school wouldn't have the occupancy. And my only comment would be that it could obviously cause some problems for parents who are making those, making the plans for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
So I don't, it's just something to throw out there that it just adds on another week that there's to try to find,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I don't say that blithely at all. Susan knows I've been resisting it right from the beginning. But if our back is against the wall.
Sure, and I understand that you're not controlling the certificate, and if they don't give it to you.
The other thing I could say, Kim, is that, as I think everyone knows, we're in a very interesting discussion with the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference, the CIAC. And the CIAC has said all sports, the low risk sports like cross country and the medium risk sports like field hockey and soccer can go forward, and they are going forward. Football and indoor volleyball, the Department of Public Health absolutely says we should not play those sports, and but the CIAC says we're going to play them anyway. So the board has to decide, or I have to decide between defying the CIAC or defying the Department of Public Health, and I'm not going to defy the Department of Public Health, I can tell you. So we have a meeting tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, yeah. We have a meeting of the ECC, superintendents, principals, and athletic directors, and we've got some ideas.
Yeah.
Like outdoor volleyball. Not the best, but it could be done on grass.
Yep.
And sort of flag football and maybe some powerlifting competitions for the linemen. Not the best, but I don't think playing a contact sport like football is particularly advisable. And it's just embarrassing, to be truthful, that the CIAC and the Department of Public Health are putting the kids in the middle.
Yeah.
It's really unconscionable, because what they're saying is, well, just keep trying out and keep playing football until the 21st, and then we'll let you know, 21st of September. So,
are you finding from, I know that, Kathy went back yesterday with Ledyard in class today, yesterday, and I know NFA went back. She said it went very well.
Yeah.
Are you hearing anything from other superintendents how it's going?
No, I think it will go well. I think the hybrid model is a great model, because probably Kathy had 8 or 9 kids in a class.
Yep.
And I think as Kim knows, I had a meeting with the governor, and I strongly recommended this, and I said to the governor, I think we could sustain this, please God, because people were saying, let's start. We'll all get sick and go home after 3 weeks. But I said, I don't want that. I want to see if we can sustain this, you know, until therapies and vaccines make it really safe. And then, but yeah, I have a family member who works in Ledyard, and she says it's going great.
Yeah, it was gave a thumbs up, so it's good. It's encouraging.
Yeah, yeah. Tell Kathy I said hi.
I will.
Any other questions for Dr. Grenier? Patrice, I know that you said that you were only able to stay until 6, and it's almost 6. But do you wanna quickly start, and maybe Juliet can kind of finish off?
Exactly. That's what we were going to do. Thank you so much. So just to answer Dr. Grenier's question, our art teacher uses the Elmo, the document camera,
Yes.
but the shop teachers would love to have GoPros. So that might be something you want to consider as well, because then they could be showing their cuts or the parts that they're working on. So, you know, check in with the teacher to see what they would like. Julia or Councilor Parker will touch on some things, but I wanted to tell you, I got a call yesterday from the Lieutenant Governor, and she's working on an initiative that she's going to be bringing to the superintendent's executive board this week or next week. And then the following week, she's going to meet with all the superintendents. Apparently there's a company in Connecticut that is willing to run a mock election event, and they are willing to do mock voter registration all online, virtual, and then a mock election virtual as well. And so she asked me to share this information with you, Dr. Grenier and Chairman Watson, to see if there was interest from Groton to participate in that.
Sure, that sounds terrific.
Okay, very good. I am trying to get her to include Grasso in that as well, the technical school. So I think it would be a great idea. But, and Councilor Parker can take over. I have to go to the search committee. What is it called?
Focus group.
The focus group, yes. So I'm going to go do that now. Thank you. And Councilor Parker can fill you in on the rest of council things. Thank you, Councilor Parker. Thank you all.
Bye.
You're welcome.
Hi, Juliet.
Okay, so hello. So we did discuss the 12,500. It did come to us last night,
Thank you.
and we approved it. And we approved the. You're welcome, but it has to go to the RTM, so it's going there to the RTM next. To give you guys a heads up, because it's over 10,000.
Got it.
So it has to
Can you
go
get-
to the RTM.
Juliet, can you just can you fill all of us in about what is that 12.5, please?
Yes, it's for repaving the pathway between the two tennis courts. We had money to resurface the tennis courts.
It was for the athletic facilities, the fields.
Yes, it's for the pathway between the tennis courts, and that would be great. We get that.
Yes, so that went last night. That is basically what he's, Dr. Grenier said. Unless you guys want me to forward what the resolution was.
No, we're just happy with the money.
I just wanted to that everyone else knew about it.
Oh, I would hope so, because it's coming out of the Capital Reserve Fund and going. It's been moved forward to the RTM.
Great.
So.
Awesome.
Let me see. Anything else? I cannot think of anything else at this moment, but if something pops up, I'll ask to pop back in.
Yay.
I will get you an invitation and we'll take a nice tour of the new middle school.
Yay.
RTM, Sima or Bruce or Kathy.
I'll take a first stab, and then these guys can fill in because I'll likely forget stuff. So, you know, we really get on our plate what, you know, we get from the town council. And I got to say lately, it's, you know, since the budget was done in record time, we've been dealing with other things. So, you know, we have a civilian oversight review committee that was formed, and they are doing research on models for civilian oversight, and they're contributing that to the town council and their newly formed or reformed committee on public safety. So they have actually been meeting once a week just about and really working hard, you know, really, and I know Bruce can speak more to it because he's on that committee, but I'm really impressed with the amount of dedication that the folks on that committee have. The other thing that we've have been doing is there was a proposal to have student liaisons on the RTM, similar to the Board of Ed, and we all thought that was, or I would say the majority of us thought that was a great idea. And so after a few months of wordsmithing that, we did vote on it and pass it, and then I continued to get a few members who were perplexed. So I sent it to the town lawyer for a legal opinion, and their finding was that it was not consistent with the charter. And so of course I was like, well, how does the Board of Ed do it then? Because they basically said the charter only allows the town council to create new offices. Of course, we were not really creating offices. We were just designating, you know, student liaisons who couldn't vote and can't make motions. So I don't agree, I have to be honest, but I'm not a lawyer. But we do have that opinion, and so that Rules and Procedures Committee is going back to the drawing board to see if they can wordsmith it yet again. And so those are, you know, the main things we've been working on. But Kathy and Bruce, can you add anything that I've missed, likely?
I think you covered it.
Will the Civilian Oversight Board, Bruce, will that require a charter change most likely?
No, their function is more to present their findings to the Public Safety Committee that the town council made in trying to develop what they're thinking of proposing. So it's just almost maybe like an advisory group, and they're going to give their recommendations hopefully before the council makes a decision on what they're going to put forth, and have a hand in that decision or information towards that decision.
You know, I started it because I feel like the RTM just has this amazing strength to provide, you know, really diverse perspectives that the town council isn't always able to, you know, get, just because we have folks on, you know, both parties and all 7 districts. So I thought it was useful. Also, the town council at the time when I formed it was not addressing this issue. You know, since then they've, you know, stepped up and reformulated this committee that Andre Baumgartner is chairing. So, and I believe that the 2 committees actually met, had a joint meeting 2 weeks ago, which I was sorry I didn't get to go to, but anyway, they're going to be submitting a report. So it's really researching, looking at, I went to the last meeting, looking at models for what other places have done, and you know, looking at pros and cons of those models, trying to capture the diversity of opinion on the committee, you know, so that you're just not voting on things, but you're just presenting all of the complexities. Melinda, or Representative Cassieri, who is on that committee, is actually a former policewoman, and so brings a unique perspective to that as well. So I'm really impressed by them, right? And I'm looking forward to it. They were trying to move towards a survey. So I think that survey, I thought personally it was better to have the town council enact it. So they will be including that as an appendice and proposing that as a next step for the town council. But on my end, I have to say I'm really interested if Dr. Grenier or Chairman Watson or anyone could give me feedback on how you have your student liaisons and where that language is located. Just email it to me, because I don't understand why we're reaching this like bottleneck there.
Well, they are not voting members. It's almost like they're ex officio members. I don't.
I wonder if Cabe could give us, because
Yeah.
wow, you would think that this would be an easy sentence. I am going to try one more time. Most boards of ed have a student representation, student liaison, and depending on the status of how the Board of Ed does them, they can either be just sort of like they report out about what's happening in the district, for their perspective. It just happens to be in the past couple years, we've had some very active students who, once again, don't have voting rights, but oftentimes will participate not only in the regular board meetings, but also in the committee of the whole. But I actually wonder if it's in the language of a Board of Ed, if that's not part of the structure, Sima.
Yeah, that could be, and because ours were non-voting and we actually thought liaison was like a lower position than ex officio, because we didn't want to indicate, that was the first kind of movement, was to kind of make it, very clear they weren't members. But anyway, as I said, I think I disagree with the opinion, but I'll just leave it at that.
And Sima, I have a couple things I have to ask Kate. So I'm going to write a note, and hopefully I'll remember where I put the note, and I'll add that if there's language about that being in the structure. And maybe Susan or Mike, if am I talking incorrectly?
No, you're right. I'm actually checking our bylaws right now.
Okay.
Thank you for any help. You can just email it to me offline, and I would really appreciate it. Thank you.
We're now at, if the RTM is done, we are now at new business. Is there a new business to be had outside of the fact that we're trying to reopen schools? One, because it's a new building, and two, because it's COVID. Is there any other new business that we need to be paying attention to? Just want to make sure that everyone knows that the Board of Ed is trying very hard to make sure that all bodies are aware of when we're realizing that our financial experience, because of the COVID and because of opening, is going to have an impact on our budget and impact on us in future years. And so we are trying to keep you guys as updated as possible on that stuff, so that it doesn't come to a surprise, that you kind of know what we're working with.
Question. I don't know how the paving situation is going to affect the busing situation, if there's buses on certain days. So you might want to check into that.
Could you say that again?
Because they're going to be paving. I know the state's going to be paving Route 349.
Oh,
so
boy.
you might want to check into that.
Yeah.
Just a thought as we're talking about school opening back up. And then, of course, the city's paving too. So I don't think the city would cause any issues. It's mainly the state might be a problem.
Yeah. Thank you. That's a good point. I think I have the answer, Sima, if I can share my screen. Let me see if I can do that. Share screen. Mark, can you enable me?
On this computer, once I added those breakout rooms, I lost that.
Oh no. Okay. All right. So
Mike, why don't you just send that? If you could just make that one document and then just send it to the rest of the group, because I think all of us would be interested in seeing that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
The short answer is it's written right into the rules.
That's how we got away from it, Sima.
Well, we were trying to write it into our rules. That's what we were doing. We had did the rules, so it was in the rules. But the town attorney said it was inconsistent with the charter, and that only the town council had the power to create offices. So I'll say no more, so I don't get you guys in trouble.
Yeah.
And you have
I'll just send you. I'll send you this.
Thank you.
Anything else, Kathy? Yeah.
Yeah, I have I don't know if you want to call it a housekeeping question, but I'm a bit confused about the minutes to these meetings. Like, we voted on minutes tonight. I got no minutes in my email. All I get is an agenda. So I'm not sure what's going on.
Okay, so you should have gotten in the email that was sent by Joyce on Monday, there was the agenda and there was meeting minutes that were attached.
Yeah, I just had an agenda. And that's how it is every month. So
Okay. Well, I will talk to Joyce tomorrow to make sure that the minutes get out. So thank you, Kathy.
does she get the minutes from Betsy?
She gets the minutes from, Dr. Grenier takes notes and then he gives them over to either Joyce or Joan to type up and send out.
Oh, okay. Because Betsy every month asks me for minutes to the meeting, and I take minutes, so I didn't know.
Well, you take minutes too? Oh, great.
Well, no, not that I want to, but Betsy asks me for them every month. I don't know how I got that job.
Okay.
So-
I will, Kathy, I will make sure that you get the meeting minutes from this past several and you can just shove them to Betsy. Not shove
Okay.
them, you can pass them
I know,
along.
I know what you mean. So I don't need to send her minutes then.
No,
Awesome.
no, I'm trying to.
Perfect.
All right. Anything else?
The only problem is Sima will ask me to read minutes next week at our meeting. So I don't know how soon Joyce can get them out.
Yeah, we'll get them out. Yeah, Kim, they were sent out on Monday, the 31st, but I'll send them sooner.
Okay.
Just so you have the minutes, then we could always vote on them. We'll include them again. And she sent them to 47 people, and hopefully that was one.
I will look, but I have never in the email that I get the agenda. That is the only attachment is the agenda.
It says it went to Kathy Chase TMD1.
Kathy Chase RTMD1.
Yes, RTMD1. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I get her agenda, but I never see minutes in there.
Oh.
So I was very confused.
All right. Well, we'll make sure that you get them.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. And I'll go back and double check, but this is every month, so I don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
It came with hopefully it came with 2 attachments. And if you could, shoot me a note tomorrow when you check.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Anything else?
I just had one question, Kim, for the board. I know with Dr. Grenier retiring soon, how is the search coming along for the next superintendent? If I could ask that.
Absolutely, Reggie. And so you can tell how well I'm handling that because I'm not even talking about it. So I do sing him every single morning that we meet. I sing him, you picked a fine time to lead me, Lucille by Kenny Rogers. But that's a whole different story. But so Reggie, thank you for asking. And let me just shoot a very quick statement around that. So about less than a month ago, the board has agreed to hire a search committee, a search consultant. And her name is Mary Broderick, and she is out of CABE, and CABE is the Connecticut Association of Boards of Eds. What she is now doing, which is why Patrice had to leave the meeting, is that she is having a series of focus groups, both from in the community and in the district and for parents, to kind of get a flavor of what we want to see in our next superintendent. What the board is hoping to do is the board is hoping to have Mary synthesize all of this data. And then what then happens is that we will then send out for requests for resumes. The board will then review and then we'll interview. And the goal is that we're marching pretty quickly. The goal is in 2021, we should have our next superintendent sitting at central office. And so the search committee is, and this is under advisement from our search consultant, is our search committee is the Board of Education, and we're getting information from our focus groups. And then the hope is also, like we did with our former search, is that our interviews will also include other people from the community and in the district, that people have a voice within those things. So that's sort of where we are at. And actually the board, we've hired her and she's now off doing her work. So we're actually not involved in this process yet because she's running the focus groups and then trying to synthesize the information. We are taking a normal 6 to 8 week process, and we are shrinking it down to sort of 6 weeks. Once again, because we're trying to roll along, just because of all of our new school buildings and the fact that we're in a pandemic, we kind of want to have someone kind of coming in and pushing us forward.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Does that answer the question?
It does. And since Susan is the assistant superintendent, she'll just take the helm through this process until we hire a new one, or she
Well,
is
that's a really good question. She is is that what we will be doing is with Dr. Grenier retiring in October, the board really needs to kind of think about what we want to do between October and January to kind of sort of hold us in place, the district in place until we get a sitting superintendent. So we really haven't had those conversations yet, Reggie. So I feel uncomfortable having the conversation with you until the board kind of does that. But no, Susan is actively involved. Her mark is everywhere. And she's an amazing, like Dr. Grenier, amazing superintendent. So
yes. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Any other questions? Awesome. Hearing none, I think we're done.
Well, you beat Harry again.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Right. All right, guys. So I guess we should adjourn the meeting. So all those in favor of adjourning the meeting at 6:19, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? All right. Meeting has been is ended. Thanks, guys. See you next month.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, good night.
Thank you. See you in the morning, Kim.
Thank you.